Now it's time to go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher, Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.D. Greene.
Good morning, Billy. How are you, my friend?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. These Phillies just keep winning, man. This team, this clubhouse, it reminds me of your clubhouse in '93, Tommy Greene.
I don't know if they could keep up with us.
Well, that's a true statement. I think there's only about 3 or 4 players on this team that could, but you're right about that.
And one of them's the backup catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, they're playing some good ball, man, and we've hit on it before, man. The next man up attitude, man, is what it's been key all season, you know. With different people going down, you know, people stepped up and doing the job, man. People coming up doing the job, you know. So it's a good thing to see.
Tommy, you know, pitching is they say good pitching outdoes good hitting every time, and we've got 1, 2, 3 pitchers in the top 5 in ERA, and of course 4 in the top 12. 4 in the top 12. This Phillies pitching staff is phenomenal. What do you attribute it to? Like, it seems like they feed off each other.
Well, I mean, you do. I mean, you see good things happening every day. You know, that's the thing about being a starting pitcher. You know, you got your game, you're pitching, but the other 4 days you're watching the best in the business do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of rubs off, and you know, Ranger and Suarez or Sanchez are the same sort of type of pitcher. You know, so you can feed off that the demeanor, the repertoire of pitches a little bit. You know, and the way they go about their business, you can feed off that and draw off each other. I mean, and then you got the right-handed version with Nola. You know, he commands what he does. He has to do and change speeds and locate. And when you start doing that, I mean, it's sort of a snowball effect. And I mean, it's just the Braves proved that a long time ago. Yeah. You know, you got those guys, you know, do that, and you feed off each other doing it.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Tommy, are you worried about Ranger Suarez, or is just like midseason slump? Or I mean, they say he's got back tightness, but are you concerned about Ranger Suarez?
Well, I mean, you know, everybody goes through their little downtime, you know, and it's about you know, he's got to make sure he's healthy. You know, if that back's been kind of bothering him a little bit, you know, I mean, it's a good time for him to rest it and get it right. Because he's been getting hurt out over the zone a little bit, not quite locating like he was, and he's paying the price for it. I mean, do you worry about him? No, I don't worry about him as long as he's healthy. You know, so.
Tommy, I want to give you today's starting lineup real quick, along with who's going to be opening today's bullpen game. It's a typical lineup. Kyle Schwarber leading off, doing the designated hitter duties. Trey Turner batting second at short. Harper at first, batting third. Bohm batting fourth at Bohm batting fourth at third base. Bryson Stott batting fifth at second. Castellanos in right batting sixth. Marsh in left batting seventh. Rojas in center batting eighth. And then Stubbs catching batting ninth. But Orion Kerkering starting the bullpen game today. Wow. One, how do you think this game's going to go? It's kind of uncharted territory for the 2024 Phillies to have a bullpen game aside from Mercado's last start in Atlanta. And who do you think might be out of the bullpen after Orion?
Well, I mean, I haven't really thought about it. You know, I didn't really tell you the truth. Really looked at the game, see who was pitching today. Tell you the truth. Yeah, but you have those times where you have to flip a coin a little bit, and like I said earlier, next man up. And this is one of those days where the bullpen needs to pick up some of the starters. You know, because we got a couple guys, you know, a little banged up a little bit, and hopefully these extra days off is a huge thing. You know. To guys to take advantage of that to try to get healthy. So, you know, you got Kerkering, coming out. I mean, I think anything, it's going to help him. The more he pitches, the better. Mm-hmm. It's just he's going to figure out what he needs to do to be that consistent guy, you know, coming out of the bullpen, because he's got phenomenal stuff, you know. And the more you get on the mound, the more you do it, the more you tend to repeat, you know, the good things. So,
right.
It's going to be the next man up type attitude. I mean, you could see. I mean, you got to have somebody that gives you some length today. So you got to be looking at Mercado and Mercado. I think it's Mercado is the way you say it.
Yes,
and
Mercado.
And Ruiz. I mean, and then those guys are going to play a big role. They got to come in and give some innings. You know,
I think that's who it's going to be.
Yeah, but guys, Kerkering threw 20 pitches yesterday.
Yeah, so he'll probably get one inning max.
He'll probably get one inning opening out of him. You know, so. That's what I'm thinking. And it's to be a reliever, you got to be ready to go multiple days. 20 pitches is 20 pitches. It's a little over Major League. At least when I was pitching, Major League average per inning was like 15.
Right.
You got to be ready and be able to go multiple days. And that's the thing. So hopefully you have a positive inning, and then and it carries him into the break, with a good frame of mind. And that's the same way for all of them today. It's just next man up, give us the inning or whatever he's calling, Topper wants, is looking for the guys, hopefully we can go in and then not give them any freebies, no free passes, make them earn it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't start walking a lot of guys, So.
Yeah, I mean, even in a bullpen game, you can take down a team like the Athletics. But, Kerkering, he needs to get on the right track before the All-Star break. He's been scuffling as of late, and hopefully he can have a clean inning here today. I did want to ask you real quick about Tyler Phillips. Made his first MLB start yesterday, and, hometown kid, Bishop Eustace product.
Yeah, man.
He's been impressing. I mean, he impressed in his first relief outing, striking out the first 4 batters he faced against a tough Braves lineup. And then yesterday, gave the Phillies a great chance to win and really didn't get roughed up until he entered that 7th inning against Brent Rooker.
Yeah.
What did you see yesterday from him as far as his pitch arsenal goes and really his confidence out there on the mound for a youngster?
Well, I mean, obviously his presence out there is pretty impressive. He comes up there, it didn't seem he was calm and cool, which is it seems like is the mojo a little bit they got going with the guys that are coming in taking their place. Who get a chance to start. He's got what I did notice. He's got to work down with that sinker. In the zone. If he starts getting up in the zone with, that's when he can get hurt a little bit. I was hoping it would have been great to see him get through the 7th inning, but I look back at it, I was like, it'd been great for Topper to get him out of there after the 6th and start, that way. I mean, he ended up giving up 4 runs, which, I mean, he ended up pitching, to me, fine, great, but for the line's sake of it, if he got him out there after 6, I mean, it's a great outing for him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And in front of the, but he got his, team pick. Scored some runs yesterday and then picked him up and he got his first big league win. That's a huge thing in your first start, man.
Yeah, good morning, Tommy. So we were having a bit of a discussion before you came on about whether the Phillies, once JT comes back to the lineup, whether they should retain Garrett Stubbs or Marchand on the roster, because it's unlikely that they're going to retain both of them. And, Marchand seems to be the better player at this moment, but Garrett Stubbs is so huge, we know, for this team that runs on vibes more than anything else. So I wanted to know what your opinion was on what you think the Phillies should do and if you think that's what the Phillies will do.
Well, I think you leave well enough alone.
I knew you were going to say that, Tom. You got good mojo going in that clubhouse right now. Marchand's done a great job. I mean, he really has, and he's hit when he's got the opportunity to. So that's some decisions I think they don't screw with the chemistry right now. Not that Marchand's messing with anything, but Stubbs has been with them for the last few years now, and you want to keep that mojo going. With that, as far as I'm concerned with that, and that's something they can handle during the off season, which way if they want to go with Marchand. If they feel like he's ready to do it, and it looks like he is, or is it something that you got JT for how many more years left on? So is it something that they decide to keep Stubbs, or maybe or Marchand and trade him away? You don't know. Use him as a piece because he's showed pretty good. You know what I mean? But you got to decide on what you want to do, and I think that's a decision when they sit down, have their meetings and stuff after the season. That's something they will address. We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene each and every Sunday throughout the baseball season. We go on the mound, and Tommy, how about that Bryce Harper? He's now homered against all 30 major league clubs in baseball. I mean, it was 6-4. He gets up, makes it 7-4. I mean, the guy is just. I mean, he's just the ultimate leader, and what a baseball player.
Well, I tell you, I mean, just to see him, what he's doing. I mean, when he starts hitting the ball like that, to the opposite field.
Opposite field,
you leave him alone. You don't talk to him about nothing. You just let him do what he does. Because he's seeing it pretty good and he's staying on it pretty good, and and good things seem to happen when he starts making those strides, hitting it to left like that. So he's had a great first half, and hey, let's just continue. Say your prayers at night, stay healthy. That's what we want. So.
All right, Tommy Greene, we always love having you call in and give us your perspective. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, pal.